Hello, welcome to Skill Check, the positive gaming podcast from YMCA Exeter. My name is Andy.
And my name is Becky.
And we're doing things a little bit different today for, I guess, a few reasons. They'll come apparent as we go on and on and on.
Yep.
In which this is going to be more of a kind of potentially free flow, taking it wherever it goes.
Yep.
Kind of a gaming news.
It's kind of an extended gaming news
massive thing.
Yep.
We're going to hopefully not get drowned out too much by the...
sirens going on outdoors.
Right next door.
Yep.
So anything could happen today.
Yeah, it's very much an anything can happen episode. We're really good at that.
Yeah. And
it's the first one for us, I feel. We don't really do anything can happen episodes, so fun times.
Yes. And this is a really good one to do that with.
Yeah.
So, yeah, basically imagine gaming news, but...
The whole way.
The whole way.
Yeah.
Oh, and I've got a cold. Becky's not feeling great either.
No, I've got a very sore shoulder.
So, if there are kind of horrendous sounds coming from me...
I'm also quite croaky. We just had this conversation.
Yeah, and Becky sounds quite croaky as well. You know what? That's where we are at.
I know. Anyone would believe it's Friday, right? It is Friday.
It is Friday.
Yes. Weekend ahead.
You know, we do have like gaming kind of news articles.
Yep.
We could take turns in reading these out.
Okay.
So this week has seen the... oh my days!
He can't say it.
I've just that's just wrong.
Yeah.
I've just mistyped it.
Is that what was it supposed to say?
Sony, not song.
Oh. So Andy's put in the notes, this week has seen the song PlayStation, and it should say the Sony PlayStation. I mean, it's a really good thing that I wasn't trying to read that out, because I probably just would have read it as the song PlayStation.
Basically, the Sony PlayStation State of Play event has taken place, featuring news and trailers of new games to look out for over the next few months, including DLC for Astrobot, a remaster for Horizon Zero Dawn, and Palworld, the Pokemon with guns game that Nintendo loves to sue the makers of.
Nice.
Coming out on PlayStation 5. Personally, Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah. Is it going to make you get a PlayStation? We constantly have this conversation.
Well, no, it's not. The reason why I can be so firm in my assurance that it's not going to even tempt me this time.
Yep.
Is because whilst it feels like one of those remasters that does not need a remaster at all whatsoever.
Oh, I see. Okay.
But it does have like a ton of like new dialogue re-recorded. It has the obvious kind of graphical enhancements. If you've already got it,
yep,
only costs like a tenner.
Ah.
For the upgrade.
Okay.
And that includes if you've got it on PC as well.
Nice.
So I'm like kind of tempted just to get it on PC because I got it ages ago. I'm hoping it includes Epic Game Store.
Nice.
Because I would just play it on that instead.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm like, actually, it feels quite nice that it's coming out on PC, but it does require a PlayStation Network username to log into.
Okay.
I'm like, why do I have to?
Do you have one of those?
I don't think I've got a personal one.
Wow, he's gonna have to set it up.
I've got one for work.
Oh, he's gonna have to branch into the world of PlayStations.
It does feel like Sony's way of kind of slowly clawing me in.
Yeah.
And slowly, I mean, I was tempted by a PS4 the other day.
Oh, there you go. See, you have been tempted this week.
Yeah, I have been tempted. Yes, it was a second-hand PS4. Only 40 quid on Facebook Marketplace.
Nice.
I was like, oh,
that's really cheap.
It is very cheap.
I remember I bought my PlayStation and it was like 180 quid. Now you can get them for 40 quid on, 50 quid for Marketplace.
I mean, yeah, second hand, and who knows how long it lasts for, Which is the reason why I didn't get it in the end. Because I was like, always a bit of a never really sure exactly how well it's going to last. But also Horizon, the Lego game, is coming out. I think it's November.
What does that mean? So is it like, do you play Horizon as Lego people?
Yeah.
Is it like a normal Lego game where you can't die? Or is it like an Horizon?
I imagine so.
Okay.
I imagine it's a normal Lego game where you can't die. But
you just collect blocks and you hit everything and you smash everything up.
You go around smashing up weird robot, dinosaur type creatures. And
Okay, interesting.
It looks good fun.
Yep.
Which is what you'd expect from a Lego game.
I love a Lego game. I play a lot of Lego games.
It looks slightly moody than, Zero Dawn looks. I mean, it looks slightly moody at times for a reason, because, it's basically the apocalypse has happened and there are big scary monsters out there. So it's not a light adventure. You wouldn't want it to be. But, with a Lego sheen over it. Yeah. It's good fun.
I'm waiting for Lego to like come out with another big game like their can't remember what it's called, the one with the like people on the map. I'm having to Google it because I literally can't remember it.
People on the map.
And I loved it. You have like a thing that attaches to the PlayStation, and
Lego Dimensions.
Lego Dimensions. Thank you. That's the way. That's my brain. That's where my brain is. I was like, I'm waiting for them to come out with another game like that because I love Lego Dimensions.
You see, Lego Dimensions was the game that I should have got a PlayStation for.
Yeah.
Because it looks so good. So much fun.
I mean, I have the pad and stuff, so if you want to play it,
I'm still very...
and also because you get to add things in. So they have like a narrative and a story, which is like from the like Lego movie universe.
Yeah.
And then you can add people in. So you can add in like Doctor Who. Yeah. And you can add in like...
It's the way to get Doctor Who Lego.
Yeah. You can literally get Doctor Who Lego games.
Which...
and then they have... So each... Well, no, so not all of them, but you can add certain types of box in the Lego Dimensions world. You add them in and they add an extra factor to the game. Right. So then like the Doctor Who one, the certain type of Doctor Who Lego, you bring it into the game and it adds a Doctor Who section to the game. Yeah. And then you have to play through your own little... There's like a smaller story. There's like a Doctor Who story with Doctor Who Lego. Awesome. And then so you can do that, and there's loads of different things you can do that with. So there's loads of like different movie universes that come in, and you can do, and they add their little story.
Because you also got Back to the Future.
Back to the Future. Yeah, that's the other one we had. And you get a DeLorean, and you get a TARDIS. It's great. That's a classic Lego game.
Can you get the TARDIS and the DeLorean?
Yeah, I think you could put them in. So basically,
it sounds like something I should have.
Yeah, you should have it. So basically, with Lego Dimensions, you have the pad, and if you put the like the Lego with the with the thing, so it's got a little chip in it. Yeah. So you put the Lego with the chip, the DeLorean chip, onto the pad, and it usually has a Lego DeLorean on top. Yeah. Then it will bring the DeLorean in, and then you can obviously do the same with the TARDIS, so you can put them on the same time. Saying that, I don't know if that's actually true, but I definitely it's fun because you can go in the TARDIS and you get to see the inside of the TARDIS and stuff. It's Peter Capaldi's TARDIS, so
it's a Doctor Who Lego game. Why have I not played this?
Yeah, it's a fun one. I loved it, and we played it for hours, and I'm now talking about it again. I might have to dig it out again because it's really fun. Awesome. And there's lots of like moments where you have to like move the Lego characters around on the gamepad and stuff like that. Oh, okay. So it's all like really interactive. Yeah. But yeah, I'm waiting for them to come up with another one like that where they have like another like pad thing.
I mean, give it time, but I imagine it's quite pricey.
Yeah, it was a price, and also like
on all
like
fronts.
For every pack. So there were different types of pack,
and then
for every
like
pack
10,
that had
quid,
but then they cost more. So there were some that were just figures. Yeah. So then they wouldn't add anything to the game, and then if you added them in, they would just have the figure. Yeah. But there were some the ones that like the figure ones were like 10, 15 quid, and then the ones that added story were like 30. So it's it could get quite expensive. I think the game itself, we didn't buy it new, we bought it secondhand. Yeah. And actually what we by accident bought it for PlayStation 3 with a PlayStation 3 game. And then we had to like frantically find a PlayStation 4 game because I have a PlayStation 4, I don't have a PlayStation 3. We found somebody selling just the game online, and it cost us like £5, but it was like second hand.
Right.
All of the Lego was second hand, and you could get like
such a find.
Yeah, it was a great find.
Amazing.
And I think my mum, I got it for a birthday present because I loved it. My brother had it, he bought it new, and then like I loved it, and so my mum bought it for me when I had it for a birthday present. And she then like she actually gave it to me for my birthday, but it was like, because she bought it second hand, it had like loads of little packs and stuff with it already. And then it came, you can get little boxes. So if you have little storage boxes for like Lego figures and stuff. So they like all of these Lego figures like stored in a box in my TV unit at home.
Nice.
And it's just like, if you open the drawer in my TV unit, it's just full of like Lego that's attached to the PlayStation.
That's how it should be.
Yeah.
That is only right. There's nothing you've just said that sounds wrong in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah. I love it. It's good. It's a really good game, and I think if you can invest in it, you should. I mean, you can get it second hand online pretty cheap these days. So, but I love it. It's such a good game.
So that second piece of gaming news.
Yes. So is it the Ubisoft one?
Yeah,
Ubisoft. I was going to say wrong.
Yeah, they've been in the news.
Please don't blame me if I've said it wrong. I always say it wrong.
It's going to be your legacy.
It is going to be my legacy. Ubisoft has confirmed that Star Wars Outlaws was not the success that it hoped it would be. The company said the game's initial sales proved softer than expected. Ubisoft did not, however, provide a specific sales figure for the game or reveal what its targets were in the first place. In response to the lower than expected sales and player feedback, Ubisoft said that its teams are now fully mobilized to swiftly implement a series of updates to polish and improve the player experience ahead of holidays. Ubisoft said it hopes Star Wars Outlaws can be a stronger long-term performer.
So there's probably a few things also linked to this,
Yeah.
in that Ubisoft have announced they're going to start selling through the Steam store again on PC. Steam being people don't like that it's the big PC game store, but it's the big PC game store.
It is the big PC game store.
It's where people go to get games. So Ubisoft, it sounds like, are probably going, if we're there, people are more likely to buy our games.
Yeah.
We're more likely to get money, win. The new Assassin's Creed game has been delayed.
Okay.
Apparently, the learnings from Star Wars Outlaws release has led us to provide additional time to further polish the title.
Do you wonder if they're going through this stage of, like, we talked about this a while ago, where they had glitches in games, and actually people were happy to wait longer for less glitches.
Yes.
So I wonder if they're just going through that process of now saying, actually, we want to just keep stuff back so that it's less glitchy when we release it.
Yeah. Which, if you're spending 60 odd quid on a game, you kind of want the game to work as intended.
Yeah.
And I think, probably mentioned this the other week, now, when Outlaws was first released, there was this bug which basically meant you had to restart your game.
Yeah.
Which, if you are one of the people who paid even more money to play it sooner than other people, you are hitting your more committed, more excited players.
Yeah. With a with a bug that means they have to restart.
Yeah, which shouldn't have happened. It's like, but Outlaws, there is a lot of mixed views on it.
Yeah.
People I've chatted to online seem to love it. I've seen lots of people taking a lot of joy in the photo mode from it.
Okay.
Which I've got to admit is doing a remarkable job of selling it to me.
What is the photo mode?
Where you basically stop and you can take very much an image of what it is on your screen.
Okay.
You can often kind of adjust the camera angle.
Nice.
Often kind of adjust lights and things like that.
Ooh. To get some nice,
basically,
cinematic views.
Yeah.
Of Star Wars world.
Basically, it's like going around the Star Wars universe.
Wow.
With your camera.
That's nice.
Which
you're gonna be a Star Wars photographer.
I mean, as long as I can stay out the way of people who want to shoot me, like ideal. Like,
just hang on, don't shoot me, please, for a minute while I stop and take this really lovely photo of the sunset.
Well, you put yourself in a poor state. I mean, Jedi Survivor has it as well, and It's just beautiful.
Oh, nice.
Some of our residents here love it as well.
Yep.
They're also doing a very good job at selling the game to me as well. Some people have said kind of wait for it to come out on sale.
Yep.
Some people say that's absolute garbage.
Okay.
So, yeah.
It's a very mixed reviews.
Yeah, and there's obviously issues with the game, but it sounds like if you like the Star Wars universe, actually, that's probably going to be enough to get you through. But, yeah. If you like it, if you like the look of the game, and if you can afford it, ignore the haters, just go for it. I think I might just solve the game to myself.
You're going to have to buy it now, aren't you?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah?
I think we'll just have to give it time.
Well, you should move on then, because I feel like our next piece of gaming news. You're going to do it?
Sonic Central's also this week featured a handful of reveals, though very little in the video game realm. So basically, it was lots of talk about merchandise. But it did announce Sonic Rumble, which looks very Fall Guy.
Oh, okay. I mean, I quite enjoy Fall Guy. The only thing that I don't Fall Guys is the only thing I don't enjoy about Fall Guys is you can't play it with other people in the room. Like you have to play it online, and that's true. You can't that's the one thing that I'm like. Sometimes it'd be really fun to just play it with my family in the room. Yeah,
make it like a crowd experience.
Yeah.
Rather than actually trying to arrange
an online
set
thing.
up.
Yeah.
And play it with people you know online.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Because if Sonic Rumble looks exactly like Fall Guys, it will always be compared to Fall Guys, except Sonic.
Do you know what it reminds me of? Did you ever see that program, Takeshi's Castle?
Yes.
Where it was with people.
It's exactly like that.
Yeah. If you haven't seen it, it was it like big in the early 2000s? I watched it a lot when we were at school, and it's basically like people do challenges, and then they get there's loads of people to start with, and then they whittle it down to one. So it's very much like Fall Guys. But it always just reminds me of that, and I'm like, every time I think about it, I'm like, yeah, it's just basically a computerized version of Takeshi's Castle.
Yeah. But imagine that in the Sonic universe.
Yeah, there you go. And
Sonic Rumble.
Nice. Am I reading the last one?
Yeah,
cool.
Go for it.
Is it the last one?
Well, we've got one after that.
Okay. Our next piece of gaming news. I was going to say last. It's not last. Our next piece of gaming news is playing video games can be good for your mood. Of course it can. According to a new international study from researchers at Oxford Internet Institute, part of the University of Oxford. The study analysed data from the players in 39 countries, including the US, the UK, Canada and Germany, and found that Power Wash Simulator players' mood rapidly increased during gameplay. Players consistently report a higher mood after the first 15 minutes of the play session compared to the start of each session. Surprise, surprise.
And again, it's another one. We found one last week.
Yeah.
We found a survey last week which wasn't small in its scope at all.
Yeah.
It's featured in the Mail of all places as an example of video gaming being good. This is another study looking at player data from 67,328 separate gaming sessions from 8,695 players in 39 countries. Not a small sample.
Yeah. I mean, for 2 years, or 2.5 years, we've been talking about this. And it's like suddenly there's evidence to suggest that we might be right.
It's coming out. There's kind of quantifiable studies that show that actually video games are a thing that it improves people's moods.
Yep.
That, I'm just looking at a stat here saying researchers predict 72% of players experiences uplift in mood during the play session based on statistical modelling of player data.
What does that mean?
Basically, 72% of people will experience positive moods.
Okay.
Yeah. That is...
I mean,
it's
not really used to us, is it?
Data that's based on what they're looking at from a mathematical, scientific standpoint.
I mean, it's really not news to us, is it? We prattle on and on and on and on and on and on about this, and we just want to say to people that actually gaming is good, and it's like, and it doesn't have to be a negative thing. It doesn't have to be like, you don't have to see it as a thing that's like keeping people in their bedrooms locked up sometimes, and like you don't have to see it as a thing where you like people can't be outside, and you know, actually what we're saying is it's a good hobby. Like, we're not saying, you know, some people have made it into their career and that's great, but also at the same time lots of people play games outside of work that just really enjoy playing games and use it as like their recreation time and their time to chill out. And like, we have talked about it so much, but I'm glad that there's like finally evidence that we can point to and say, look, this is true. You've got to start seeing it as a positive thing and not as like a thing that's restricting people's lives. So yeah.
And that feels like almost a speech that someone would give at the end of something.
Yeah. So this is my last podcast.
Yes.
Yeah. I guess my job role changed a little bit in March this year, and I am very busy. So it kind of we were kind of getting more and more squeezed with the time that we were trying to do it, and it just felt like I couldn't really honor it in the way that we like would have liked. And so yeah, I'm gonna step back and let Andy take control. Yeah.
And you are massively kind of involved in other things that are changing as well.
Yeah.
Looking at different areas of work, impacting different areas of Devon.
I know, I'm like I'm all over the place at the moment.
It sounds really exciting.
It's good. Like, there's lots of it's just been a big change for me. I'm doing a lot of management stuff. So I'm not a manager, but I manage people. And actually, like, it's been great. And I'm doing I've kind of stepped into some other projects. I'm not just doing one project anymore. I'm kind of doing 3, maybe 4. And so it just feels like a really good time for me to like step away, and Andy's got some good plans. So
well, I've got concepts of plans.
Yeah.
Which is more realistic than, you know, it sounds. So gaming as a podcast isn't going to go away forever.
Yeah.
It will come back. There will be a thing. Exactly what that thing looks like will depend on some other kind of matters I can't directly control. What things we talk about during that podcast will definitely change. And I think the fact that we've done 2 weeks on the trot with material saying this is a study that shows how good gaming can be. And we always say that just like everything else in life, gaming is a hobby which, if you let it control your life, overtake everything, like anything else, that's probably a bad. But we've got 2 studies that say in a good, measured way, actually, gaming should be something that's encouraged. So that feels like we've got to very much a natural point anyway for this kind of era.
And also I've always kind of said that I'm not a massive gamer, and I think the kind of pull for me was the people that I work with. Like, a lot of them game, but we're then having problems with like trying to say to people that this isn't a negative thing. And so actually I think that is changing. Like, and I feel like I can still hopefully be able to be involved in some stuff. So and I will get at some point, I'd really love to get some young people to come and talk about their gaming experiences, like our work, our youth work, young people. And so like it would be, that would be great as well. So, and I'll be involved in that because I'm involved in the young people's lives.
Yeah, totally.
So I don't think it's a goodbye. I think it's just
no.
See you later.
No, it's a see you later.
Yeah.
Things are changing. Things will have a different look. When it comes to this era of the podcast, you were always the obvious best choice of another person to be involved with it. Thank you for what you've done. And you've I must say, she's done a fantastic job at keeping me organised.
Yeah, we were much more organised. We've been really good. We got Pan. It was really great. It's been really fun. I will say it has been really fun, but I think for me it just makes sense now to just like I haven't got time for everything.
It's time.
Yeah,
it's time.
So.
And yeah, as I alluded to, you know, we've got 2 weeks worth of saying this is good.
Yeah.
This is a study that shows it's good. We weren't doing that 2.5 years ago.
Yeah, that's true. We were
at all whatsoever.
Yeah.
We were trying to rant to say why it's good.
Yeah.
So this is a good time
Yep.
for this particular podcast to kind of come to close.
Yeah.
If that's what it means, or if this era of a podcast comes to a close.
Yeah.
Whatever happens. And I think it's fine. Change sometimes can be a good thing.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be a thing that we're worried about. It shouldn't be a thing that we're shocked over.
Yeah.
Times are changing.
Times are changing. Well,
so with that,
yeah,
you need to say goodbye.
I need to say goodbye. So it is, yeah, with a sad kind of moment of like we are saying goodbye. But if you do want to follow us on social media, you can still find us on YMCA Exeter, and I'm guessing at YMCA Exeter Games as well. I don't think that's going anywhere.
Yeah, that was still kicking around.
That's still going to be around. So, and they'll probably post stuff still on there. So if you do want to follow us, please do. If you want to make a comment on this YouTube video, please do that as well. And yeah, we will see you soon.
Take care.